Good afternoon from Marie at Messium Creations. I hope you are all well, wherever you are. Oh, sorry. Give yourself a... That was not another earthquake. That was just me knocking my lamp, which is also my stand for my camera. So, I'm playing Christmas again. So this week we are playing with Peace and Joy. So this has a stamp set. So we are using this today for a one sheet wonder. So I've got out the Bright, the Peace, the Joy, these sort of snowflakey abstracty shapes, our holly and our three types of leaves. And then I've also put together from the greetings, Happy Christmas, because if we've got any space we'll pop that on once we finish the cards. And this also comes with a set of dies. These won't come into the equation until Friday. So today we've got a one sheet wonder. Tomorrow I will create a simple stamping card from this set. Hi Ali, hope you're well. And then on Friday I will step it up using the dies, etc. So you can see. Hi Rachel, hi Jeanette. Yeah, so hopefully over the next 3 days you can see the many things you can do with this stamp set. And the colours was the lovely Bright bird. So he had a bit of Poppy Parade in his beak. He had some lovely, well, these are the colours I see it as. Granny Apple Green. He had a lovely Daffodil Delight kind of breast area. There was a little bit of Cinnamon Cider sneaking into his tail. Balmy Blue I think is probably the best of the blues. It was slightly more turquoisey than that, but that's the best one that I think I've got, the closest one. And I've also added a bit of soft suede because there was a slightly darker area. So yes, I'm all good, thank you. Just getting ready to play. So this is the first time I'm going to try one sheet wonder with some words. So we're going to see how that affects that. So I'm also going to, the cards I'm going to use are the little note cards. So I've got a stash of those. So I'm hoping we'll come out hopefully with at least 6 or 7 cards. So I've already pre-cut some of the card bases because it's Christmas. I just went with the Poppy Parade as a background. So I want at least 4 of those. So that'll use a full piece. And then I'm thinking we'll have some bits that we'll just cut, but we'll see how it goes. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to start, the biggest word is Bright. I've stacked them all together and they've stuck to each other. So I'm going to start with the Bright. So I'm going to do the 3 words first, and then kind of sneak everything else in. Bearing in mind my holly needs its little berries as well. So Bright, I feel we ought to start with our Daffodil Delight. So somehow I tidy my desk and then it still ends up a complete mess by the time I've started crafting. So I'm literally just going to pop this, ink it up, this, and just stamp as I see fit. So I'm stamping on my usual favourite shimmery white paper. Here we go already. I've done a webinar today on LinkedIn training for some of my colleagues, so I feel like my brain's probably been all used up. So you've got the whatever's left of what my brain can come up with. Oh, I don't want to. So what I don't want to do is have too many that are kind of going the same direction. So I think I'm just going to pop that one there. And I might just have a little bit going off there. Remembering I've got 3 words. We don't have to put the whole word on there. Just put the idea of it coming off because we don't know how it's going to pan out. As I say, I've never done one before using the words. So there we go. We've got some bright words. Joy. Should we have that in our poppy parade? Joy should, I think, be in a nice bright red, shouldn't it? So we're going just wherever I fancy. So how's everybody's week going? Seems like it's been ages since I've been on. Mind you, it probably was last Thursday, so it probably has been. I trust you've all missed me. And my slightly crazy lives. Let's make sure we don't end up with a spot there. I'm not doing this to particularly think about where greetings might go, because I'm going to have some lighter colours for the little snowflakes and things like that. Oh, peace, I need some peace in there, don't I? Should we have blue for peace? So the plan is, with any luck, the greetings will be able to go on afterwards in a little. Oh, got a bit of a P going on there, as in P-E-A. Oh, and I've done it again. Well, I think we'll leave that there for words. So my holly, I am going to have to use the Granny Apple Green. Can't have my holly leaves in any other colour. So I'm just going to kind of pop them around the place, bearing in mind that I want some space to have the berries on display as well. And all these images are quite solid, so I'm trying not necessarily to go over and overlap. No particular reason why, I'm just because. But also considering kind of making them look like they're snuggling in. We'll put the berries in next as well, because I know what will happen. I'll forget that I'm supposed to put the berries on, and then I'll be merrily filling in space and forgetting. So it's 100 days to Christmas today. Just thought I'd add that little bit of potentially useful information. If you need to make 100 cards and you haven't started, you need to start today and make one every single day. That was kind of the thought I had when I heard it was 100 days today. Between myself and David, his respective work, my respective work, my customers will need to have Christmas cards, as I won't have been in to see them. You're not appreciating that fact, Jeanette. You know it's soon going to come flying round. Somehow I managed not to do those quite right. Look, it's been a funny old year. We need to look forward to Christmas coming. Just had the guy over checking the chimney and whether the wood burner that we've chosen is going to fit. He's not sure they're going to get the liner down the chimney. And I'm like, he's like, you know, we're coming into our busiest time now. And I was like, I know, but as long as it's in by Christmas. Then he did make a joke about the flooring in the lounge. It might be Christmas 2021 by the time that's finished, but I've kind of moved my paper rather than keep exposing you to the top of my head. It's a funny thing I do when I'm making one sheet wonders, isn't it? I don't move the sheet of paper. It's perfectly acceptable to move a sheet of paper around. I've literally just realised I do that. That's very odd, isn't it? Right, have we got any holly leaves that don't have berries? But how cute are they? I think they're rather lovely. Yeah, my little obsession with the designers of Stampin' Up stamps, they've kind of given that little bit of clear area to give the appearance of a shadow on a berry. Cinnamon cider. Let's go with cinnamon cider. Should we do, what do you think? A little leaf. How about doing this little leaf? I'm just wondering how dark cinnamon cider might be though. I might do second generation cinnamon cider. Not sure I want the full depth of colour. Not necessarily really thinking about linking that in. Yeah, I think that's going to be a better. I think full cinnamon cider might be a little bit too much. I find as well the shimmery white paper tends to take the colour quite strongly. It's brilliant for using if you're watercolouring the shimmery white, so it does have slightly different properties. To standard paper. I'm going to rock moving the paper around. It's very odd, isn't it? I've never done that before. So let's leave that one. See, my brain is already starting to think about when I create cards tomorrow, how we can get all these leaves and elements there's another got two different. I'll try this. Maybe no, actually maybe we'll try that leaf, and maybe we'll do it in Granny Apple Green, but try stamping that off as well and seeing how does second generation. Yeah, it just gives a slightly paler colour. She says stamping the first generation on and re-inking her thing. Although there's no reason why some can't be. Let's do some first and some second generation. Let's have a little combo. We probably could get a third out. A third one's probably too pale. But not re-inking between really does give you an additional dimension of colour. Quite different as a one sheet wonder. Those words definitely do change what we're creating, but we know what happens is they always look completely different beforehand. And as I say, I'm going to use the smaller cards on the basis we've got 100 days till Christmas. I'm hoping to get at least 8 cards made, so that will help. That'll help my cause for getting my Christmas cards made. It's a good job I'm still part-time at work, isn't it? Actually, that is a good point. I need to consider that. I'm going to do some balmy blue. I'm going to do some bigger snowflakes. I mean, they're not technically really snowflakes, aren't they? But you kind of get the gist. But yeah, I need to get crafting to make sure all those Christmas cards get out. So I should stop mentioning, shouldn't it, Jeanette? I don't want you to leave my live on the basis you don't want to hear about how close that word is. Oh, it's very different, isn't it? It's quite interesting challenging yourself to, I think I'll do the smaller snowflake in the yellow again, Daffodil Delight. It's quite interesting challenging myself to use different sets for one sheet wonders. I have my favourite go-tos, but I definitely think I reckon other than the sets that are purely sentiments like the Itty Bitty Christmases and the Itty Bitty Birthdays, I reckon you could do a one sheet wonder with absolutely any of the stamp sets. So there's a definite benefit to just grabbing. It's only paper and ink. Grab it and give it a whirl. So let us try and soft suede, and again we might need, might do actually just a combination of first and second generation. These ones almost look like little candles. So it's just a group of 3. little bits. But what I'm hoping when I cut the cards up, we might end up with space that we can kind of stamp over a Merry Christmas sentiment. But we shall see what happens when we get creating. So yeah, cutting up the sheet is the main thing. What do you think? It's very different from what I often do create, and even that I always have that moment when on the screen. Do you know, I don't think I've ever made a one sheet wonder without having the additional screen of my Facebook Live on my tablet. I don't know how it would look without having that second screen. Should try it one day and see how I manage. I think I might stop there. I've got another leaf, but I think, oh, I've just stuck my finger in that. Let's get that excess ink off. So I think all my holly leaves have got berries, haven't they? So I don't think we've missed any of those. So let's see what we think. If we get our faithful... So the card bases are 9 centimetres by 13 centimetres, which means with my bases that I've already cut, I need at least 4 pieces that are 8 by 12. So if I cut 8 there, and then I'm thinking, let's just be brave, commit to the cut. So if I do, there's going to be a lovely one there that's going to have that bright. So that's going to make 1. Then that joy can be another one, I think. So we'll do another 12. Then we'll use that little bit for something. Who knows what right now. But we don't need to worry about that. Then, so all we need to think is how to get the maximum. How wide is that? So that is my 13. So I could have some, if I cut that at 8, we get a bit of a joy, and we'll get a P and we'll get bright. So that can be a card that way round. So again, need to cut to 12. So I'll just take the base off. I'm going to take ½ centimetre off each side. They're just odd little bits that can eventually end up in the bin. So that will be one that way round. So I think what influences and what may reduce the number of cards I can get is my desire to get a word in. So that's my only limiting factor, I would say. My desire to get a full word in. I'm going to do the half centimetre, so I'm only possibly going to get four or five out. So there's 4. Then we could have a strip like that that goes down one card, and then we've got a strip that could go across with another card there. Then so that one will need a width of 12. You can see how if you want or need, whichever way you want to look at that. So I've already got 6, and then I've got this little bit that we might just leave and see what happens. So for sure, you see, Marie's done her maths right. See, we've got 1 there. I've just got a case of gluing them all together. Got a second one there, so as I said, I already cut some red bases because it's Christmas. I don't always go traditional with Christmas colours, but I was feeling a bit like I needed to do something a bit more traditional. So we've got a nice bright there, and another one there, and then you see this one we can fit across, so we'll just need to cut a bit of red that can go behind that and create a banner across the middle, and then the sentiment can go above and below. So that's quite handy. So where is, of course I'm not going to have a bit of red card handy, am I? That's going to, no, of course I'm not. That would be far too simple, wouldn't it? So this, I want a ½ centimetre each side. So that measure, not each side, on the side. So that measures 5. So I need a piece that's 5½ centimetres. So it fits on like that. And then the card width is 13. So again, I'm going to cut that to the 13. If I need to trim a bit off, we can. So that is going to sit in the centre of that onto the centre of that card. Yes, slightly too wide, but that's fine. We'll cut it off afterwards. So we'll glue the red on and then glue that pattern on. Then this piece, oh, to help if I'd folded some of my cards, wouldn't it? So these notelets are really easy because they come pre-folded for you. So what we could do is select that joy. So again, we could do a card and have it, oh, should we try one that way around? And then just do a tiny strip of red either side of that. So there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've already got 6. Let's get those 6 made. And then we've got a couple of extra bits that we'll see. Actually, before I do that, a nice, oh, is that a bit long enough? Let's be frugal with our card. This is a long enough piece, so I'm going to cut a ½ centimetre strip. So again, on the cutter, I can measure a ½ centimetre at the top, make sure I'm on the ½ centimetre at the bottom, and with the new trimmer that then clips shut to hold the paper, and we can run and cut a ½ centimetre up, and then we need to do the same again. So the reason we're checking it top and bottom is so that we know that it's going to cut straight. Otherwise we might end up with a bit of a wedge shape, and that's going to sit there. So that's all our cutting of paper, what we need to do is, so as I say, you won't be able to see it on the video, but these come already scored, so literally you just fold them in half along the score. If you've got a bone folder, great. If not, just use a block or whatever you've got to sharpen that edge. Make sure it's nicely cut. And the other thing, do not let me go without decorating my envelopes, because I think it would be rather nice. I had a friend's birthday today and I'd sent her a birthday card, and I sent it a few days ago, so it obviously arrived early, but she was excited because she knew it was one of my cards because I'd put decoration on the envelope. So it was extra happy mail because it was her birthday card and it had a little bit of decoration on the outside, so she knew what was going to be inside. Well, you know what I mean? She didn't know what was going to be inside, she just knew it would be one of my cards. So I need Granny, oh there we go, I need those two colours to do my holly in a little bit. We've got no glue on our, now I am using glue for some of these because glue gives us a little bit of wriggle room. So once they're all cut, it's just a really speedy little process. Lining that one at the base with my thumb. Yep, it's too long, but that's fine. Don't need to worry about that. We can cut that afterwards. And then again, with the fine tip of the glue, we can just run a very fine line. Oops, daisy, slightly drunken. Along that side, I'm just going to scoop that glue up. And then stick that at the side. So that's a much more frugal use of your paper, just to cut that. Got a little bit of glue there. It's looking slightly drunken, the whole thing. I had my wriggle room and it didn't wriggle enough, I think. So a fine line of glue, that little ½ centimetre strip gets glued on that side. And then if we open the card up, all we need to do is take our scissors and cut along there. And there you go, number 1 card created. So, oh actually no, we'll come back to the sentiments. Let's get the cards all created. Get all my gluey bits out of the way. So the first thing I'm going to glue down is the piece of Poppy Parade, because we know that's slightly too long, so I want to cut that before I stick that other piece. So again, centrally across the card. Which will make sense in a little while. Again, open the card out, cut along the bottom. And oh, just watch your gluey fingers. I'm waiting till October till I start the advent calendar set that we have that's absolutely gorgeous, but I sense I may get in a slightly gluey mess with that, but I can't wait for that because I think advent calendars are fabulous. So there we go, number 2. And who doesn't like an advent calendar? Just make sure any gluey bits you're not. Actually, I'm sticking with glue. Stick with the glue. So this time, I know these are the right size, so I literally just centralise that on the base so that a little bit of red flashes all along the side, all around the side. See, who'd have thought you could get a one sheet wonder out of Peace and Joy? It's rather exciting. As I say, other than the stamp sets that are purely sentiments, I reckon anything will work. Maybe one day I'll give you a few stamp sets, and the challenge won't be for you to select the colours that I'm going to use, it'll be to select the stamp set I'm going to use. So, right, that's those put together. So then these need to go on the card. So we've quite easily made 6 cards. Pretty, got no idea of how we're doing on time, but pretty quickly. So 1, 2, 3. The note cards are a great size. In fact, I probably need to order some more. I'm in Whisper White and Very Vanilla, so I might do a little combination for Christmas card creation. Sorry, Jeanette, mentioned it again. Oh, it's 100 days till Christmas Day. Your Christmas cards you've got to send out before then. Not my random gluiness. So then what I'm hoping, so there's our 6 cards, so we can get those 2 out of the way. Oh, 6 envelopes before I forget, nearly forgot. So what I'm thinking is I've got bits everywhere. Try and keep your craft desk tidy. So holly leaves and holly berries, and I think a bit of granny apple green. Pop some holly in that corner. We'll try a few different. We could have 2 bottom corners. Should we try a few different styles while we're going for it? Should we try all 4? That's probably not a good idea to do it when it's in a pile. Do one at a time. So I'm just leaving the space there to fit the berries in. I don't want to have them. Two Christmas gifts? And before your birthday. Are you sure they're not birthday gifts? That's far too organised. I have bought no presents. I have made a few cards on the basis that I've done a few lives, but yeah, way too early to be thinking about Christmas gifts. You must, they come from a long way away, or they're just super organised people. I do know it is still September as well. And my birthday's not till November, so generally I don't do anything to do with Christmas, presents wise, until after my birthday. Exactly, my family has a raft of birthdays in October. Then I have 3 friends with November birthdays, I think. We've got about 5 family birthdays in October. 3 in November. Got a couple of friends. I've got December birthdays as well. Well, and youngest stepchild is the 21st possibly. Hopefully he won't watch this to know that I've got his birthday wrong. But anyway, he'll have his birthday right up to Christmas. I think there's something in there's a big benefit in people having all their birthdays earlier on in the year and not ramping up to Christmas. My family, it's all October, November and January. There's not many that are in between. So there we go. That's just really simply just added a little bit. What do you prefer? All 4 corners? 2 bottom corners? Any which way, but it always tells someone that it's something a little bit exciting in there, so it makes happy mail even happier. Quite like the 4 corners. If you think about having an address in that piece, that's quite sweet, isn't it? So managed to remember to decorate envelopes. #winning. So what I thought, you know me and my sentiments being the same colour as the background card, what I'm hoping, and part of the reason I did some of these in 2nd generation, so I've put, you probably can't see, Happy and Christmas together on a block. And what I'm thinking, or what I'm hoping, is, because it's like a solid background, it shows through, so we can just add. So, you know, on any of them, on this one I think we're going to use, there's a slightly clearer space there, so just pop an extra. So I do think these call for a little bit of bling as well. Don't know that that one has anywhere. Maybe we'll put it down in this corner. Let's do that. Pop it right in that corner. And this one I think will go over that. I do like a set. I love these sentiments. So we have Merry Sending on Earth Christmas, Happy and to you and yours to the world. So there's a number of things that combine with the bigger letters. We'll play with that tomorrow. But I do like the simplicity of that stamp. Oh, that one's going to have something different. And I think, should we pop it there? Or maybe we'll do it in this, up in this area here. So what I think with this one is, rather than stamp it onto that base, I'm going to take the Christmas off. I'm going to put Happy just above that. Then I'm going to take the Happy off, add the Christmas. Now I'm going to line, so that if you want these to be absolutely straight, line them up with the grid paper and line your block up with the grid paper, and then hopefully it comes out straight. So I'm going to do the same sort of position at the bottom for the Christmas. So there we go. Other than the addition of some embellishments and a lot of stamps that need cleaning, we have made, from a one sheet wonder using Peace and Joy, 6 cards. Rather think that works. I quite like that. Picking one of the words as a centre. So hopefully you have enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for some simple stamping with the same stamp set. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.